everyone, I'm here on BOOGA BOOGA Ancient Times. I'm actually on the test server where I develop new updates, and you're probably wondering now, is there any way to become a tester? No, I just called it the test server because it's where, like, newly developed features are. It's not, I don't really have any testers, besides me and sometimes my brother. But I'm just here to kind of show you a sneak peek for the new update, and then talk about why it takes me so long to release, or why it's taking me so long to release this update. And just kind of show how the development process for this game takes a lot more work than you'd think for how things look. So I'm going to be showing off this new item now. You're probably wondering why my hotbar looks like that. It's because I am using the new Infinite Quiver. I'm not going to go over how you craft this thing. It'll make sense later. But it lets you shoot any projectile weapon without ammo for it. So I can endlessly fire arrows, and I don't actually have any, but I can still use it. It also works with the candy sling. It doesn't work with the regular sling, though, because, I mean, how's this thing gonna make rocks? It's a pretty useful item. I quite like it. I'm gonna make a crossbow, just show off the utility with that. I might have some bolts, I'm not sure. I do, but as you can see, even though I have bolts, they're not going down at all. So, it's an offhand item. It takes the place the same as, like, the radio or anything else like that, so you do have to choose which one you want to use. Obviously, this isn't going to be very useful underground because you can't use a torch while you're using it. But, now let's talk about why it took me so long to make what seems like a very small item, and I just want to make sure that you know this is a very tiny part of the update. Compared to the main content, this is not a big deal. This is a small one. So let's go over why this took me so long to make. So I've loaded into Roblox Studio, and what you'll already know is that I did have to model this. I know it looks a little bit strange. It'll make more sense later once you understand some of the other new things about the update. But obviously, it took me a decent amount of time to model this and make sure it looks like the rest of things in BOOGA BOOGA, because if we grab like a Shelly over here, it doesn't really look that detailed. It's maybe made out of a few cylinders and a few blocks, and so even though generally more important items in BOOGA BOOGA have more detail, I can't make it too fancy because otherwise it'll look out of place. And moving on, not only did I have to model this thing, I have to rig it. If I go ahead and grab the main Infinite Quiver, because this is just a leftover version of an old one, I have to rig it to make sure it stays attached to the character properly. So that's what this is. It's the rigging piece. And not only that, I also have to give it data, and I had to code in the special functionality that makes it so that you don't use ammo, and I had to code in the special functionality that makes it not work on stone, because that's more effort than not having that. So as you can tell, just for one basic item here, like the Infinite Quiver, it takes a lot of development time. I'd say it probably took me about an hour to make this thing, which isn't that bad considering how long I've been working on this update, but it just kind of shows you that developing this game takes a lot of time and effort, and I am a solo developer trying to balance this with school, so please bear with me. The update will be out soon. I'm working really hard on it. Thank you for your patience. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.